Whether you're moving to a new city for school or want a chance to start over in a new town, finding a roommate has its perks. Finding a trusted roommate to help share the responsibility is another challenge entirely. Today we discuss the benefits of living with someone else, plus how to find a trusted roommate and create a roommate agreement to ensure a fair relationship. Hey everyone, it's Alyssa here from Bay Property Management Group, bringing you the latest rental industry news, tips, and advice for owners, investors, and tenants. So let's get started. Living with a roommate has quite a few benefits. For example, a lower cost of living and having someone to socialize with. That's because when you have a roommate, most household costs, including rent, security deposits, utilities, groceries, and other items are typically split. Additionally, if you move to a new town that your roommate is familiar with, you have someone to show you around. However, it's vital to find a trustworthy and respectful person. Having a roommate that doesn't want to respect your privacy or cooperate with the house rules can create conflict between people and issues with the rental agreement. When you find a roommate, it's crucial to create a mutual roommate agreement. But first, let's discuss how to find the right fit as a roommate. There are several ways to find someone to share a home with. Thanks to advances in technology and the use of social media, contacting potential candidates is now easier than ever. A few common sites that make it easy to connect include Facebook or Craigslist. Additionally, some specific apps are made to find roommates, such as Roomie Match or Roomie. That said, individuals must use caution whenever contacting or interacting with strangers. After all, when you communicate over the internet, you don't always know who you're talking to. So before you follow through with someone you found online, consider searching for them on Google or social media to get a better sense of who they are. Once you find a few potential candidates that you are comfortable with, it's important to set clear standards from the start. Communication is a key factor in any relationship, including roommates. When speaking with someone about living standards, it's important to set clear expectations and ensure everyone is on the same page. The first thing you'll want to discuss is a few essential standards. For example, go over how to handle shared spaces, cleaning expectations, guests, and household noise levels. As you get further into your communication with a potential roommate, be sure to look out for red flags, such as no job or work history, disrespectful disposition, party animal, no references, smoking, alcohol, or drug use, and lack of personal hygiene. While you may be excited to move, it's important to take your time and set clear boundaries in order to find someone willing to comply with your expectations. Keep in mind, even if you think you've found the perfect roommate, you'll still want to create a roommate agreement. Creating a roommate agreement is crucial while living in a rental home. Staying on the same page as your housemates ensures that everyone knows their responsibilities and is held accountable accordingly. While you are both on the lease, your landlord will likely leave it up to you to decipher who is responsible for what. Before moving into a new rental home with a roommate, sit down with them and draft a roommate agreement together. That way, you'll both be able to verbalize your expectations and come to a mutual understanding of the house rules. Although a roommate agreement isn't a legally binding contract, it's an excellent way to keep all occupants accountable. Without a mutual understanding, you could be left with a larger rent payment, more household duties, or living with extra guests in the home. Living with another person isn't always easy, and you won't always agree on every household rule. However, the goal is for everyone to live in a safe, clean, and comfortable rental home. So let's go over some ways to set boundaries and lay down house rules for you and your roommate. Number 1, living arrangements. Outlining the living arrangements is one of the most crucial parts of a roommate agreement. Deciding who will occupy what room and discussing shared living spaces before moving in is crucial in maintaining privacy in your rental. Typically, each roommate will have their own personal bedroom, and then the home's common areas are shared. Number 2, pet policies. Going over the pet policy is another massive part of keeping things fair and respectful within the home. If the lease allows pets in the rental, discuss with your roommate to see if they have any animals that will be living there. Everyone needs to agree and feel comfortable with any pets living in the unit. Number 3, inviting guests over. Having guests over with roommates can be tricky sometimes. If everyone invites their friends over at once, the place can quickly become crowded. On the other hand, if your roommate invites a friend over for a few days and they don't leave, it can create a conflict. Keeping an open line of communication when inviting people over is a great way to avoid any type of conflict within the home. Number 4, splitting household chores. When you live with more than one person, your shared spaces can quickly become cluttered and messy. Since nobody wants to be the one who's cleaning all the time, it's a good idea to develop a turn-taking system when it comes to household chores. That said, a good rule of thumb is also to always clean up after yourself. And number 5, parking spaces. Some rental units have limited parking spaces. If you have a roommate, you both must stay in your respective spot. If you're having guests over, it's probably not the best idea to allow them to park in your roommate's parking spot. Keeping a consistent expectation for parking can give you both peace of mind. The next major aspect of a roommate agreement is staying accountable for splitting household payments. It's hard to have one person in charge of rent and one person in charge of utilities. Costs can get mixed up and it can become unfair quite quickly. With that in mind, here are some of the common expenses that roommates need to address. Rent. Rent is one of the most significant payments you'll likely split with your roommate. Agreeing to split this payment is crucial in maintaining a fair roommate relationship. Typically, if there are 2 people living in the home, you'll split the rental fee 50-50. So, if the rent is $1,400 per month, each person should plan on paying around $700. The security deposit. The security deposit is due when you first move in and is another larger payment to split. Although it's a one-time payment, you and your roommates should agree on how the price is divided. If there are 2 of you, perhaps you'll split it down the middle. If there are 3, plan on splitting it 3 ways. Utilities. If utilities aren't included in the monthly rental payment, you'll want to decide how to split these costs. Since utility payments can differ from month to month, it might be easier to split these payments monthly. Or if the utility cost is around the same, you could decide who pays for what utility each month and occasionally switch it up. Miscellaneous household items. While most roommates purchase their groceries and belongings, there are some shared household items that you may want to split the costs of. For example, cleaning supplies, toilet paper, dishwashing supplies, and more. Before moving in with someone, decide who wants to pay for what items. Discussing what happens if one individual leaves early is another crucial aspect of your roommate agreement. Since all rental occupants will be listed on the lease, when one person vacates, it leaves the rest responsible for their absence. Make sure everyone is on the same page about move-out procedures and develop a plan of action if one roommate plans to break the lease early. Moving to a new city can be an exciting but also difficult transition. Luckily, there are tons of great resources to help you find a rental home or a roommate. Check out the links in the description down below for more information. For more advice on a variety of other issues important to the rental industry, subscribe to the Bay Property Management Group channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on exclusive content. Also, be sure to check out our blog via the link in the description below for tips on lease contracts, along with everything from home maintenance to financing your first income property purchase. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.